What's up, Modest Gang? Hi, ladies. Welcome back to another Modest Gang video. Today, we're taking this outfit plain and turning it into a pretty modest outfit. So first, we're starting with the pants. I am taking my time, and when I say I'm taking my time because I get too scissor happy. I'm slowly taking my time and going in the middle of the pants and just cutting it so that I can connect the back and the front and make it into a skirt. So right here, basically you just see me taking my time, making sure that I'm not overly cutting because that is something that I do. And one thing I've learned with doing fashion or just sewing clothes, less is more. And the more fabric you have, you can always fix it. The more fabric you take off, you can't really fix that, So, so it's just best to just really take your time because these pants were a size 6 and I'm originally a size 8. So I'm really just taking my time to make sure that I take my time, basically. Right here, I'm checking. Right here, I sewed the front and I'm just checking to make sure it kind of fits. So now that I have sewed the front and now I'm basically about to sew the back of it. I haven't sewed the back yet. And this is me just checking to make sure that I don't overly sew because, again, these pants were a little tight, which means that if I turn it into a skirt, it might be a little looser, but if I take too much fabric off or sew too much fabric, it's going to be extremely tight. And we still want to make sure that we stay as modest as possible, but also we want it to fit, but not too much. So this is what it looked like in the front, which I love. I definitely wanted it to flare out like that. And then this is the back, which I need to sew. And I'm just trying to see how I'm going to take my time and actually sew this. So that's what I'm doing right now. So I've sewed the back of the skirt. Now I am about to cut the excess fabric off. I already did the front, and now I'm doing the back. No, I already did the back. Now I'm about to do the front. I'm so sorry. I already did the back. Now the only thing this is what I meant by I have to leave extra. So I know that it's going to have a little bit of like roofing, I guess you can call it, ruffles or wrinkles in the skirt because I had to make sure I leave as much fabric so that it won't be too tight. So this is me just cutting the excess fabric off so that it can look more like a skirt, and that's me cutting that flap right there. And right here I'm just praying. I'm like, please don't cut the thread, please don't cut the thread, please don't cut the thread. Like, if you cut the thread, you're gonna have to really literally sew this all over again. Oh, by the way, I sew by hand because I feel like I need to earn a sewing machine because I have had three and have not used them, so now I need to work for a fourth one. So this is it. This is the inside out of it, and I definitely love the back. I left a slit because I want to make sure that's as much room as possible, which I do love the slit part because if you're wearing some cute heels, it's going to eat. This is me turning the skirt inside out because I'm like, all right, let's see how the front look. Let's see how everything looks. And that's me looking at my sons like that. So this is how the front looks. This is what I mean by that, like, scrunched upness, because I really had to leave as much fabric as possible in order for the skirt to fit. But I still like it because it is leather. This part I kind of did not like, but I needed that extra fabric, especially in the back at the top, If you know, you know. But I wanted to make sure that it fits. And I keep saying over and over because I need to make sure that it fits or this whole thing would have been pointless. And that is the slit, which I do love. That's my favorite part of the skirt. Next, we have the shirt. So as I'm sitting here, I'm like, what am I going to do with this shirt? So I took off the collar. And this is what it looked like once I took off the collar. I was like, okay, so what do I want to do? Do I want to be edgy? Do I want to be simple? Just make, a nice off-the-shoulder look. So that's what I'm thinking. I'm like, I don't want to make just over-shoulder look. I definitely want to give it more of a pizzazz, So I'm like, what did I used to do? What I used to do was when I was in high school, I definitely used to tie my shirts. So I was like, let's go with that look. I haven't had a tight shirt in forever. So I just started getting a little excited. I'm like, okay, I'm going to do that. I'm definitely cutting off the sleeves because this, like I said, this shirt was extra large. So I definitely need to make sure that it doesn't look too baggy, because I want to go for a little baggy look, but not too baggy with the sleeves, you know. So that has to go. So that's me cutting off the sleeves because they kind of got to go right now. And I'm just taking my time cutting those off. So I'ma get close today. I know it's gonna make you late, but what I do, try to love you, babe. But I do, try to love you, babe. But what I do, try to love you. Sometimes I look around for someone might understand it. Seen it in their eyes that go faster. Tell me the password. You know what that means. So this is me taking my time again because I get so excited I start to rush, and then that's when stuff does not look right at the end. So this is me literally taking my time, cutting slits into the shirt so that I'm able to tie it and give it that ruffle tie look. So this is me literally just taking my time, cutting slits into the shirt. Now I did it on both sides. And I was thinking, I'm not gonna lie, I was definitely thinking about doing the bottom as well, giving it that tie look as well, but I was like, no, that's... And here is the look. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited to show you guys this look. Let's start with the shirt. I love the shirt. It definitely gave me a little like back in the day vibes a little bit, the way that I cut and tied it. I love the skirt. I paired it with gold jewelry and these little heels that I have. And the glasses. I definitely love this look. She came to play no games. It screams confident. I'm pretty, but I'm covered. Like, I definitely love this look. Follow me down below for more.